What's up, everybody? Back with the LS swap project again. Just finishing up a Saturday. I can't remember if I took a video last night or not. It's bad, isn't it? But if I did, I might just add this one to the end of it because this was a little more eventful and it got a lot more stuff done. It stinks in the shop, and that can only mean two things. A coworker shit in a corner, or it ran. Well, I'm happy to say it wasn't a coworker shitting in the corner. So, it ran. Didn't run by off its own self. It was running off of its own fuel. It wasn't running off its own fuel system. It was running off this fuel injector cleaner. Started up, seemed to run idle fine. Low transmission fluid because I don't have enough, so I'm gonna have to get some more. I don't want to run it too much with the low transmission fluid. Got the steering both went to lock, and seemed to be working well there. Definitely probably gonna have to drive it a little bit and get the air out of it entirely, but I did with low transmission fluid, put it in gear, and it will pull itself backwards and pull itself forwards. It's not real low, it's just a little low. So, I mean, the torque converter was dry, almost dry, and I had to do all these new lines and coolers, so the traditional amount of dropping the pan and changing the filter was not enough. So I extended my MAF wires. I got to zip tie it up there, and yeah, my heater core is finally getting some antifreeze in it. It needs to actually set and pump through because it's the highest part of the system almost now, so it's got to pump, get hot enough, pump enough antifreeze in. I don't know if it's gonna hang. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you really can't see down in there. It's not too horribly low, so. But once the heater core takes it will be, so. Have not wired up my fans yet either. That's why I don't want to run it too long. But I don't want to run it too long either because my spark plug wires are resting on the exhaust, on the headers. Not the exhaust manifolds, but the headers. So, I don't want it to melt them to it. I ordered the longer ones that I need from Summit. I think they're going to be a wee bit on the too long side, but I've got those coming. I've got the hose, the fittings for the pump, and I got all the brackets to rehang the new pump on because I wasn't going to deal with the old pump. And it just dawned on me that I have to go get my fuel tank because my fuel tank's not here. It's sitting in the back of my father's pickup. So, yeah. But yeah, I got to get a cap for my fuse here. This is my ignition fuse. You pull this out, she won't run. So, yeah. That's going to be up under there. She's running good oil pressure. She was charging, I'm pretty sure. I can't really tell temperature because the needles broke off. That kind of pissed me off. I need to wire up. I need to heat shrink some connectors. I need to get my tack wire out so I can hook to it. And get me some wires so I can hook my tack up. I'm not real sure where I'm going to mount my tack right yet. I'm thinking about putting this one on. I'm not sure yet. And hose clamping it to my steering column. Obviously repainting that ring, but it's Equus tack. I have a really nice new tack in the box here. A mini tack I bought for this project. I also have mini gauges, a set of electric mini gauges I didn't put in. I got the factory ones to work here. Packaging is crap. The shop is a mess right now because of this project, so I'm gonna have to definitely do some cleaning tomorrow or Monday. Hopefully it'll drive out of here by itself, even if it's got to drive out of here on an air bubble. But yeah, there's the little tack, my little onion tack. I might use that one. It'll work a little better. Yeah, I'm putting that cover back on. That's the mini tack. That's the 2306. And I'd show you the others that I got. They might eventually work their way into the truck. Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't. Oh, I guess I can show you guys how I mounted my PCM. Not ECM, not PCM. What do I always call it a PCM? PCM. It's an ECM engine control module. Get my light out here again. I have mounted it. It's kind of crooked now that I look at it. The fuse block up like that. It's kind of a pain to check, but it's doable. And I mounted the ECM to the heater box with 2 screws, I guess, one there, and then one self-tapper over there, which is actually the self-tapper that was used for the factory computer mount. I busted the factory computer mount off. There's some cheesy spot welds back there. I used another one of them Polaris shipping brackets to mount it. I've got that zip tied over there just so it don't rub on the heater stuff. It's not the most pretty wiring job, but I think I got enough room to get my hookup for my AC, or my, well, dash vents, because I don't know if I'm going to have AC in this truck. I don't know if I'm actually going to go through at the time to make it work, but I haven't mounted my OBD2 port. I need to do that. Got to finish up getting my dome lights wired up. Yeah, I'm just really happy it runs. I got to tie up these wires. These are all the wires that I'm not using. Like, it's got a park and neutral ground for a sender for like a light. You could hook a light up to it. The black is speedometer, and this is one's an oil pressure and a temperature gauge for like a 98 through 02 F-body gauge cluster. I don't know why PSI. If you're gonna put it in a 98 to 02 F-body, if you got, yeah, it'd be great. If you're gonna put it in an older F-body or use that dash in something, or modify the 98 to 02 dash cluster into your project, it would be kind of cool to have them work. Even though, if you guys remember, them oil pressure gauges are about as accurate as they're just not. I guess there's really no good analogy for that because they're just junk. But yeah, so I'm gonna let her run. Hopefully, I want to get some transmission fluid. Hopefully O'Reilly's will be open tomorrow on Sunday. It's open. They were last Sunday, so fingers crossed. They should be. This O'Reilly's here is like the laziest O'Reilly's I've ever seen in my life. They never work. It's ridiculous. So, I am going to head home for the evening. I'm just real happy that it runs. It fogged up the shop. I accidentally dumped a little transmission fluid on the exhaust header, and it smoked, so a little bit. So, you know, that new starter seems to work pretty good. It started it every time I've wanted to start it, so pretty good. I got to zip tie some wires, put some tubing on it, put some split lube on it, clean up some wires, clean up where some O2 plugs set, because I don't want them laying against the cylinder head. Clean up a little bit of the wire in the back. Just get a lot of the wiring zip tied down and in a more permanent position. Gonna go ahead and get this is my battery connection, 12 volts source for my fuel pump. I gotta get a fuse for that. And here's the out to the fuel pump, which will run. I'm gonna put a connector on it, so in case I ever got to remove the cab, I can just unhook it. Of course, that's the fuse, like I said. This is the fuel sender. I got to run it with the wire for the pump, so I hopefully can get it to where it'll drive under its own power, and then I can get, when I get some money, because this thing has pretty much broke me, I can get some exhaust put on it. So then I can get some brakes put on it, go through the brakes, make some good brakes, make it stop good. Then, well, I'm thinking I want to do the brake lines. I want to do stainless steel, the stainless steel LMC kit, or just replace the back section that's bad. It's not bad, but it's getting there. It's going to be real bad soon, so it's going to leak real bad here for too long. I've got to hook up the vacuum for my vacuum boosted brakes. I need a 90. I need to find out what that nipple size is back there, and I know it's not as big as this, I don't think, and get a reducer or something. And you get a 90 because it runs. I couldn't probably bend a hose without kinking it. Yeah, maybe, but rub on the firewall. I need a 90. So yeah, I think my fuel lines are holding. It's got 60 pounds in the fuel rail right now because I just unhooked the this, and yeah, so it's been running good. I mean, it's been running good. It ran great I ran it probably for 5-10 minutes. adding transmission fluid to it. I got transmission fluid up here, so it is pumping, and it does move, so it has to be pumping. It's got to have some kind of line pressure. I moved it probably 6 inches. That's the max I moved it, so I don't know how the speed sensor is going to work. I don't know. I'm just going to have to get it to the point where it'll run and drive itself and take it for a cruise real fast. Probably open header it around the parking lot. Just want to see if it'll shift into second gear and make sure it's got a speedometer signal. It's set for 380 or 373s with 33-inch tires right now. It has neither of those. It has, what is it? 235 7515s with 308 gears, I believe. So, yeah. But, I gotta do something on my accelerator pedal. Really can't see that either. Yeah, I gotta do some stuff with my accelerator. I gotta bolt it back down and get it more permanent. And then I got to figure out how I'm gonna get it to about factory location. So, you can see the ball of wire hanging down there. That's for the cruise control for the PSI conversions. They got a cruise control option. I opted for the extra for the cruise control because I can add one of the aftermarket turn signal knobs with cruise built in. And I'll do that. I gotta pull this column apart anyways. Horn still works. That's amazing. It didn't before, so I fixed that grounding problem while I was up underneath there. Fixed it, so cleaned all the grounds off and it works now. Yeah, I used to have the key on before it worked, so hey. I gotta pull it apart. I gotta put a new turn signal. Cool, I got turn signals. I have a fan running. Huh. Weird. Because my positive's right here. Weird. Got to look into that. Gonna definitely have to look into that. I don't know what or set it. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know why it's able to run, but my check engine light does come on, so I'd start it, but as you guys can see, I gotta hold it just right for the passenger side to come on, so I gotta fix that. It started to work better after I used it a little bit when I was driving the 305, but gotta fix this. Don't want that to squeak. Like I said, yeah, just gotta finish it up. I did do a little more in-depth stuff, but I'm kind of crunched for time, so it depends when I put the lift and stuff on it. I'd like to actually do a pretty good in-depth. Well, I really don't need to do an in-depth tour or installation of a lift on one of these. They're stupid simple. Pretty much remove 6 bolts. 2, 4, yeah, 6 bolts. Well, 8 bolts on the springs and 2 on the shocks. Put the new leaf springs on, remove the 4 bolts on the U-bolts, and put the new springs on, pick it up, and just put them in. It's real simple, so I don't really need to explain it. A lot of you guys probably know how to do it and done it before, so if I do another LS swap and something, I will try to do a little more in-depth installations of some in the way I do some of the stuff. Like how I did the fuel system on this. I may do an overview when I get all my stuff. I'll show you what I did for the fuel system, and if it works out, I know it works out. But if it's a big flop, it's a big flop. I used a 87 fuel injection tank for one of these trucks. It was last year. They came fuel injected. They're a sump tank. You can pick them up. They're like $180, somewhere around there. Yes, you can put a blazer tank in it. I didn't want to have to relocate my filler neck, so I like having the filler neck on the side. I went to use some Earl's AN to tube fittings. Hopefully they'll hold the pressure. I don't know yet. I ordered 2 more because I don't think I installed the 2 that I had in right, because I didn't push them all the way back. I have to remove 2 holders for the pipes. And I'm going to cut them off and start over. So, with that said, hoping they'll hold the pressure. I got a Walbro. I can't remember what pump it is, but I'll go over that in another video. But yeah, I'm just real happy it started and ran. May not start tomorrow, but hey, at least I got to hear it run. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll throw a clip of it running. I have a small clip of it running. I'll throw that in here in a second. So, catch you next video.